And then Seth Rollins opens the show. Rollins says that he has more questions than answers after SmackDown, and he wants to talk to Cody. Cody comes out. Rollins says that he stands by everything he said about the belt being the most prestigious title in the industry, conveniently ignoring Roman torching his ass last week.
Well, he mentioned it.
Did he?
Yeah, when he came out, he said, "Sounds like a pop to me."
Oh, okay.
And then after he did the Seth freaking Rollins and the crowd did the freaking part, they was like, "Oh, there you go. There's another pop." That's what you're worried about. And all the things he said, the pops like,
I usually skip the first bit of his stuff because it's always, I'm the visionary, I'm the architect, I fast forward to that.
fair enough.
So Rollins says that he needs a match against Cody as much as Cody does. I don't know if that's true. Rollins needs to know that he's the best, and the best needs to test himself against the best, and Cody right now is the best. And then Rollins wants to know if Cody's going to answer his challenge from last week. McIntyre came out. McIntyre's name graphic just says that he attacked CM Punk last week. Because you know that the square that says, 20-time champion and all that shit?
Yeah.
It just simply said, like, what he did last week. So I don't know if that's funny or if it's just really lazy and they jumped the shark on the little squares already.
When I saw that, I was like, "We're copying AEW already," because sometimes
Oh, they do
AEW
that?
does that. Yeah, they do like the graphic with like just some funny stat.
Okay. Yeah, I was torn on it. So McIntyre, he's like, what the fuck? I injured CM Punk last week. So Seth, you and me, we're supposed to be talking about a WrestleMania match. Crowd, they cheered really hard for that. McIntyre says that he even had t-shirts made. It's of McIntyre. He's kneeling next to a tombstone that reads CM Punk's WrestleMania main event. And I thought that was fucking awesome. That is old school wrestling shit.
Yeah.
And then he tells Seth that his extra small's in the back, which I thought was a good little dig.
Yeah, and Seth's like, all right, all right.
McIntyre tells Cody that he shouldn't listen to Seth and that he needs to finish his story. You've been talking about it for 2 years. Think about last year's WrestleMania, the work you put in this year, the media events, the video game covers. You've earned it. Of course, the crowd cheers. McIntyre tells Cody not to let Dusty and his fans down. And Seth tells Drew to stop being a prick. And if Cody turns him down, what makes Drew think he's facing him at WrestleMania? He's like, we've done this twice, Drew. You lost. Glossing over the fact that he went 0-3 against Cody. But McIntyre didn't, which was great. And McIntyre says that Seth's belt is a workhorse championship. It's about the best man winning, except for the couple times that I got screwed.
Yeah.
Unlike Roman's title, where his family's going to help Roman, and the finish every single time. McIntyre again tells Seth what an amazing job he's been as champion, but if he were a real workhorse, they would have put him down after his first injury. And McIntyre says that Seth has taken the title as far as he can take it. It's time for McIntyre to take it from here. And then he just headbutts Rollins. And then Cody fights off McIntyre. And at the beginning of this segment, all you see is "We want Cody" signs. The crowd chants Cody and "We want Cody." They even stop Rollins and Cody from talking a couple times. Cody even has to pose again. And there was a big old Rocky sucks chant. And it seemed to catch Seth Rollins off guard.
Caught everybody off guard. Who would have thought you would hear that?
If you've been paying attention.
Well, they leaned into it, we can say.
Well, yeah, they're smart. We'll get to that. They leaned into quite a bit.
Yeah, so there was mixed...
Dare I say they kneeled a little bit?
Oh, yeah, they bent the knee, for sure. Bent the knee, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. There was mixed reports about those signs. There was reports that those signs, WWE was, and this being the "We Want Cody" signs.
They were handing them out.
There was other reports of people saying that the fans were handing them out. The fans cared so much that they printed stacks of papers and then handed them out to their section so that the section can get behind. And that's kind of what The Rock was alluding to. These are grown men doing this. And I actually heard that on Busted Open Radio. They had like a call-in portion, and one of the fans said that, they were printing signs out and handing them out to people. So it wasn't WWE, it was actually the fans. But then there's other reports that saying it was WWE handing them out. Maybe it was both happening at the same time.
What's wrong with the fans for doing it?
If you think about it, these geek
You're saying it's
fans
a little inflated. Oh, I mean, taking the time. Yeah.
using your personal printer, or what? You're gonna go to the library and print out?
They go to Kinko's.
Yeah. Oh, can I get this printed 5,000 times?
I only need about 100,000.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, can we use like cardstock paper? That's gonna cost you $5 a sheet. Actually, we'll just use the regular paper.
What if I want this laminated?
Sir, your bill is $500,000. Is there somewhere we can shave off some money on that?
No, you did take out my 10% coupon, right?
Yeah. Did you get that coupon? The coupon wasn't for that many. So yeah, it's good if the fans did it. Even if WWE did it, I kind of got the feeling that they were playing into it already anyway.
Well, yeah,
Especially like the fact that Cody Rhodes never answered.
Right.
Even through the weekend, we pointed out nothing's beneficial. Well, Cody did say not at WrestleMania, so there's that little caveat.
He said he's coming for the title, but not at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Implicitly said that.
but he had never chose Rollins yet.
He didn't get a chance to.
Right, and then even Monday he didn't choose Rollins either.
This is the timeline. The Rock came out and Cody essentially gave Rock his WrestleMania spot. And now we're at the next Monday where Rollins wants to know because he challenged him on that last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And just before he has a chance to answer, McIntyre's coming out, headbutting Rollins.
Yeah, so they played it perfectly.
Yeah. So we don't know. At this point, we think we know. They just haven't made it official. But McIntyre, he's the turd in the punch bowl. So Triple H is in the building, and he's expected to address the fallout of the Thursday press conference. Now, I didn't watch the press conference, and you said you did.
Okay, so it was an hour long.
Jesus.
Yeah, we'll go through it kind of quick here. Seth comes out. He says, Cody Rhodes, you have a decision to make, and I want to hear the decision, so get on out here. Out comes Roman Reigns. Him and Seth have this little back and forth. Seth says, oh, look, he finally shows up to work. And then Roman says, oh, look, you showed up to work in your wife's shoes. Because Seth Rollins, he had some like tap dancing shoes with the bows. I don't know. He didn't get it out the men's section, we'll just say. And that was pretty much all from Seth Rollins. He was out on the stage the whole time, but that was pretty much the end for him. Roman Reigns said, Cody Rhodes is Mr. Indecisive, so since I am the champion, I'm going to make the decision. Of course, the crowd is hot for Cody, and then he says, I choose The Rock. Now the crowds, they get louder, we want Cody. So then The Rock music plays, he comes out, he thanks the media for being there, he says, I want to introduce the media to the Cody Crybabies. And then that was a reference, obviously, from what he did on the Pat McAfee show. He said there's 3 types of fans. There's the Rock fans, there's the Cody fans, and then there's the Cody Crybabies. And the Cody Crybabies are the grown men who so stuck on Cody Rhodes finishing his story where they don't do anything but pound on their keyboard.
Dad, want to play catch? No, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Honey, you want to have sex? No, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. So that's the Cody Crybabies. I was like, wow, he's just like talking about all these content creators yelling at the top of their lungs. And even like, what's his name? LaGreca from Busted Open. He was like, I am a Cody Crybaby. Like, okay. And then he also shows like a family tree. And it's just like this big tree that shows all the branches of the Anoa'i family. So you got like Yokozuna, The Rock, the Wild Samoans off of it, and Sika, Jimmy Snuka, Tamina Snuka, like everybody who's been in the wrestling tree. I guess some people who weren't in the wrestling tree too, because there were some names, but they didn't have like their wrestling name under it. Some Eagle Eye people pointed out that Jacob Fatu was on that tree. So there's that. So The Rock, and by the way, he's full on heel here. He says, you will respect this. So, he shows the tree. And he says, now, when you look at this tree, this shows you that there's only one royal family in wrestling. And again, Roman Reigns has chosen him. So this is all like before Cody's come out. And then Rock says, this will be the biggest WrestleMania match of all time. And it's forged in blood. And then him and Roman Reigns do like a The best way to describe it is like Arnold Schwarzenegger and that other guy doing like the hand grab thing.
And Predator,
I think so.
the black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Apollo Creed.
Yeah, they do that. And then at this point, Cody Rhodes, he comes out. You hear him, hold on, hold on. And it's like, this is bullshit. You know, there's no entrance or anything. He just comes out and he
No, whoa.
no woes, which is
That would have
amazing.
been funny if he did the whoa and then wait a minute.
Yeah, full on woe. That would have been funny. But yeah, and then he says, Roman Reigns, you have a lot of pull, but this is not your decision. I won the Royal Rumble. I get to make my choice. Then he says, at WrestleMania, I choose you. So he is officially chooses Roman Reigns for his. Oh, by the way, Seth is still on the stage for all this. Now, if you notice, I haven't said Seth's name since the whole shoe thing. But yes, he is.
You did say that he pretty much ended his part.
Yeah, but everybody was like, why is he out there? He had no reason to be out there because Cody Rhodes was choosing who he was facing. So now you need both champions there.
And Seth Rollins initiated it.
Yeah, and they have to give you the illusion that he still can choose Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
So yeah, he chooses Roman Reigns. And then
What was Seth's reaction?
it didn't actually show it.
Okay.
Like he wasn't even on camera. So Roman Reigns is like, what are you talking about? We're done with this. I've already beaten you. Go challenge for your little loser brackets title. And then Cody Rhodes says, basically, I had you. I came the closest to ending your little reign.
Same thing he's been saying.
Yeah. He said, you know, you always talk about my family. Let's talk about your family. If your ancestors were here, they would be ashamed of you for the way you've been winning these matches. Now, at this point, enter slowly into the frame The Rock. You got to point all this out. He steps in front of Roman Reigns. At some point, The Rock had positioned himself on the side with Roman Reigns, and then you have Seth Rollins on the side with Cody Rhodes. And then The Rock enters in the frame, and he says, that's my family you're talking about. When you talk about his family, you're talking about my family. We're talking about his blood, you're talking about my blood. So now we have a problem. And then, as I'm sure most of you have seen, that led to the slap. So he slaps the shit out of Cody, and then they have the...
I wouldn't say he slapped the shit out of him.
Yeah, there's been harder slaps, but he slaps Cody. And then there's the pull apart brawl where they're all yelling at each other. And you have Seth and Cody on one side, and then The Rock and Roman on the other side being separated. Where that's leading, I honestly don't know. And then after the whole thing, they cut back to Triple H. He's backstage talking to Jackie Redmond, and she's like, that was a wild thing out there, huh? And Triple H is starting to talk. In walks The Rock and Roman Reigns. The Rock is in front of Roman Reigns, so again, important to point that out. And he walks over to where Triple H is, and he says, you need to fix this. Triple H says, that was out of line, and you know it. And The Rock says, that was out of line. He was talking about my family. I have to stand up for my family. You need to fix this, or we'll fix this. And then as he's leaving, The Rock says, you're lucky you're retired. Triple H said, yeah, you're lucky I'm retired too. That's how pretty much that conference ends. Then we get on social media. Triple H posted decision made, and he put out the graphic that Roman Reigns will face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
All right.
So that was the presser. And so far, that is where we stand for WrestleMania. It was an hour. It didn't overstay its welcome. I don't know. I just think that it should be a yearly thing where they have
like a WrestleMania press conference.
I don't know. It felt like a UFC type deal. Like even Punk, I'm sorry, not Punk. Well, Punk was on commentary. But yeah, I think they could do it every year. Have the people who are going to choose the WrestleMania opponents do it at that kickoff show.
Let's talk about the press conference. More specifically, let's talk about the complete change in tone, I would say, and the whole Rock, Roman, Cody love triangle. Last we saw Cody and Rock, they were hugging. Rock gave him a little impassioned speech, and Cody did the aw shucks nod, and he walked away. Next time we see Cody, this is bullshit!
Well, yeah, they so have to make sense of that. Which is why, I don't know, I think they shouldn't have bent the knee, as I say. I think they should have stayed Rock and Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cody, clearly said, not at WrestleMania. And now he's saying, I choose Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Well, which one is it? You said not at WrestleMania. And then, you got some fans like, how are they going to make sense of that? Well, you're the same fan that was crying about him not getting the shot. You get what you want, and now you you just have something else to complain about.
Fair enough.
Like, that's why they should have stayed the course. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. You weren't going to please the people who are complaining anyway, so you might as well just not listen to them.
If they really wanted Rock and Roman, they could have fixed this whole thing by having Rock come out at number 30.
They could have.
It would have sucked. It would have been terrible, but at least it would have made sense.
It would have made sense, but I would say you would probably have the complaints still.
Absolutely, but I don't think it would have been as bad.
I think it would have been as bad. I mean, that's what started last year's thing. Oh, he just comes out at number 30 and he eliminates
No, you started
3
that.
people.
You started that. You were the lone voice in that. But it makes
Didn't
sense
matter how
with The
we got
Rock
there.
because one, he's not a wrestler. Two, if they want to play up the TKO board thing, that makes more sense than him just being there.
Just basically strong arming his way in.
Yeah,
It would have made sense, but people would still be complaining about it.
absolutely.
Oh,
There would absolutely be complainers
Mhm.
because of just that. But if they would have leaned into that, at least that would be something to bite into. I don't think there would just be the animosity. You're along for this ride and then you just get spit in the face. As a Cody fan, I guess.
I guess that's the problem people have. It's like, we've been
It
doing
just
this.
doesn't make any sense. The dude just came. They were teasing Cody and Roman more than they teased Rock and Roman. If they would have at least teased it, if Rock, the one other time he came back this year, if they would have had a stare down or anything. Rock's made like irreverent comments on E.
Mhm.
It's been like backstage buildup, dirt sheet buildup, but not like on screen buildup. Whereas the audience, the people that have been watching day in and day out, they've been seeing Cody work to finish his story. And then they had him win the Royal Rumble. And then The Rock just shows up. That's the issue. If The Rock would have just won the Royal Rumble, I think that would have solved a lot of problems.
It would have
Yes,
solved some problems.
I don't think The Rock's daughter would have got as many death threats. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
Which, by the
seriously, it
way,
wouldn't have got.
don't send anybody's children death threats. I know she's the GM of NXT and stuff, but it's not her fault that her dad's The Rock.
That's true. She has nothing to do with this whole thing.
Yeah,
Really.
I mean, she might be a cunt, and she might, be using it as an advantage in her NXT career, but she has nothing to do with the Cody Rhodes thing.
Like, what are the messages? You better tell your dad to get out of the way for Cody Rhodes.
You stupid bitch. I know where you sleep at night if Cody Rhodes does.
Yeah, doesn't add up there.
No.
But they did make the pivot. So there is that. Are you happy that they made the pivot?
I don't know. The whole Rock thing just kind of turns me off. I don't like that the guy with the most important title in the entire company is hiding behind The Rock while The Rock slaps his main competitor. I don't like that The Rock's speaking for the champion. Who can speak? It's not like he's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, The Rock definitely seems to have just like big brothered his way. And, as I pointed out in the thing, Roman was walking behind The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock stepped in front of him. So, yeah. We were just talking about, this is going to be the match to determine who's the head of the table of the family. Well, and now The Rock is already like little brothering Roman Reigns.
Roman's letting it happen.
Yeah. Now, that could be a part of the story that they're telling. Roman Reigns, he's going to be like, you're not the leader, I'm the leader. Like, that could be part of the story.
I guess we'll have to wait on SmackDown. If the whole thing is about, getting the casual viewer and all that bullshit, if the first thing that they see is a movie star big leaguing your top guy and the second top guy,
They're there for The Rock, so I don't even think they care. It's like, who are those other two guys? Get them out of there. Who's that little Rock guy? Hair.
I will say that The Rock did make them look like children.
I know, he's like 10 times bigger than both of them.
Yeah. Cody especially, Jesus. He better hope he doesn't have to wrestle him.
I don't think The Rock will show up that big at WrestleMania. I don't know. I think he'll slim down.
My other issue is, like you said, Cody said he's not coming for Roman's title. He already said no.
He
So
did.
now Cody is a liar.
Well, again, they can explain their way out of that. Hey, I trusted you. I came to you to help me with this decision. You told me you were going to take care of it. You said, I got a plan. And then you go out there and you say, I'm going to wrestle Roman Reigns instead. You bamboozled me. Why I left the ring, I don't know.
Well, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? No, it's not me. I talked to somebody who knows you really well. Then The Rock comes in. They have a stare down while Cody walks away like some guy that just agreed to let another man fuck his wife. And what did they have the stare down for? Were they going to just have a polite conversation?
No, maybe they had some bigger plan. And then The Rock, when he pulled him in and whatever he said to him was, you're out, I'm in, or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, we had this plan and then now you swindled me.
To your credit, you did say that the Cody supporters got what they want. And to the WWE's credit, I mean, they did listen to the fans, seemingly. I mean, they clearly changed direction.
Yeah.
I've been seeing reports on how this was all planned and shit. I don't believe that.
Oh, yeah, that's the argument now. Was this the plan all along, or did they change last minute? Okay, let's say from Friday SmackDown to Thursday, they changed the plan. Okay, well then from Friday to Thursday, they came up with this, which is already, 10 times better than anything they have on TV. You're trying to take away credit that they made the wrong decision and we forced them to change. All right, well, now you got to give them credit that they came up with something so good that quick. Like, you're going to have to give them credit somewhere.
It leaves a bad taste in my mouth because I think that they fucked with something that they didn't need to fuck with. That's my issue. The Rock was good. Like, I liked how he was, I'll smack the shit out of you and fuck you, Cody. That shit. I enjoyed the realism, but he just doesn't need to be there. Roman and Cody, they look lesser because of it for no reason.
Yeah, he's overshadowing.
And it's not going to be about the rematch. I feel like it's just going to be about The Rock. If they're setting it up for The Rock and Roman after this match, fine, I guess. At least they have a plan for that, but I don't know. What's the point of long-term storytelling like this if you're just going to brush past it?
Right. And they put themselves into another position here, bending the knee to the fans. Well, first of all, I don't think Cody is winning again. So there's that. You made them change. The only thing you're going to get is Cody Rhodes looking up at the lights again. Or perhaps they do go ahead and pull the trigger and Cody Rhodes ends the reign of Roman Reigns. Well, now it's kind of tainted. It's like, are they only doing this to appease the crybabies?
The WWE's whole thing is that they listen to the WWE universe, and that's the real boss and all that shit. So if the fans want Cody as champion and they give Cody a title run, I mean, I think they'll be happy. Isn't that what it's all about? What the fans want?
It is.
And I know what you're saying. There's a fine line between telling your story, like Stephen King. He writes his story. Sure, he wants people to like him and he listens to his audience, but he's not going to change the way he writes to cater to how his audience wants his stories to be told. He's going to tell his stories.
Right. You like it or you don't.
But at the same time, if he gets a whole lot of feedback saying that, oh, this is shit, I don't like this, you got to change something. And and the WWE for years, ever since CM Punk, have just rejected what the fans want for somebody that they don't want.
And this is now a new regime that's listening.
Seemingly so.
Well, and I almost guarantee that these will be the same fans, the one who are so heavy, Cody's got to finish the story. Those fans, I can guarantee, probably by Survivor Series. No, we'll even put it before that. By SummerSlam. Oh, Cody's boring. Like, they'll be the first ones to turn on him and say his title reign is boring.
Would that be Cody's fault or will that be Creative's fault?
Well, it'll be Cody's fault.
Why?
Well, no, sorry. It'll be Creative's fault. Obviously, when he gets the title, he's going to enter into this John Cena-esque type run.
Okay.
Where he's going to, no matter how bad he's getting his ass beat, he's always going to win. and people are going to get tired of it pretty quick. I bet.
Well, he's not going to have a 1,000-day run, so there's
Shouldn't
that.
he? Roman has spent all this time building up this title. If Cody Rhodes wins it, he's going to be like second tier on the, because the Rock and the Roman, whatever they do next, that's going to be like the major thing that everybody's watching. And Cody Rhodes, his title reign is going to be secondary to that.
And that's
Roman Reigns has spent all this time building this title up only for it to drop a tier when he loses it.
and that's their fault for letting Rock just steal the spotlight.
No, it is not their fault.
Yes, it is.
It's the talent's fault for not being able to raise their level to take over what the
there's
Rock
a degree
is.
to that as well, but a lot of their shit's scripted. It's not like the Attitude Era days where they can just go off the cuff.
It's true.
They're a little bit more regimented than I'm sure The Rock is.
Yeah, and I don't know how accurate it was, but you had people who used to say Vince McMahon doesn't want to create new stars because he's afraid that someone's gonna Steve Austin him and just walk out. Oh, you want me to lose Brock Lesnar? I'm out then. He was afraid to create new stars so that no one can, even though John Cena was after that, but you know, he don't want anybody to be able to put him in that position again.
I thought it was Hogan.
Hogan too. But yeah, there were stars after that, so there's a flaw in all that story. They have to make big enough stars where you don't need The Rock.
That's what I'm
Look
saying.
at the rating that comes out next week. I bet you, because they've announced that The Rock and Roman Reigns are going to be on next week's show. I bet you that rating is going to be super inflated because the people who are there now can't get that kind of a rating. They can get there. You're right. It does fall some on creative, but
I think it falls a lot on creative. Because, okay, Cody, after his feud with Brock Lesnar, he was on top of the world. And then they did nothing for him until he's wrestled Shinsuke 100 times.
True.
So, I mean, there's nothing really to elevate Cody beyond, you know, a 3-match program with a former UFC fighter.
True.
Roman's just letting himself just sink into the background.
Well, Roman's
or at least he did. What's that?
I said Roman's good.
I like Roman, yeah.
At the height of the bloodline thing, you know, you were getting like 3s in the rating, so that was as high as we've seen in a long time. They're in like typically in the 1s.
I don't think Roman has
usually is around 2, but
I don't think Roman has the most compelling story. He did last year, you know, with the whole Jay Sammy thing. This year, not so much.
Yeah, they kind of took the foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah. Now it seems like they're putting some fuel back onto it, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. The people that support Cody, they got what they wanted. The people that want The Rock there, he's there.
The Cody crybabies, congratulations, you got what you wanted. But maybe you didn't get what you wanted because that's only one piece of the puzzle. I think there's going to be some heartbroken people at the end of WrestleMania.
We'll see what
I
happens.
want to see Cody win. Especially with The Rock seemingly like in the story and like backing Roman Reigns, or he's not backing him right now, but you know,
like you said though, if it's not The Rock, you know, they're going to play into the big brother thing. I don't know, maybe The Rock and Roman have an argument or something during the Cody match, and then that sets up
I think it goes into WrestleMania 41.
Okay.
Like this WrestleMania, whatever happens, and then you know, throughout the year, The Rock's gonna, you know, get tired of being in the shadows. Like, I'm the head of this company. Why are you big brothering me? And then that's gonna lead to Roman Reigns trying to break out of the shadow.
Now the question is,
the match.
Is it going to be for the title?
That is the question.
So we'll find out.
I don't know. Right now, I'm feeling Roman Reigns is the guy that's walking out of WrestleMania. But I can still change. We're not locked in yet. Only on the prediction show am I locked in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the reaction would be if he does win.
Yes. They cried then. Wait until that happens.
Yeah. Oh, Ava's going to get it.
She better get one of those bunkers where you can just go lock yourself in it.
Going to witness protection.
Yeah. It happens, and then you can just feel all the eyes going towards her. Like, oh shit. 1, 2, 3, and then just like the death stare right at her. You bitch.
All right, so Triple H's music hits, and I hate how they refer to him as Paul Triple H Levesque.
Yeah, that was jarring.
Yeah. So Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, they're in the ring with Hunter, not fucking Paul. And Triple H, he starts off, he says they're on the road to WrestleMania. The left turn happened, and now the road is on fire. Crowd chants Rocky sucks. Triple H says he wants to clear up a few things, because he feels like there's a couple people that don't know their role. Triple H says he doesn't care where anyone sits, especially if they're going to throw around authority that they don't have. Then he confirms Cody and Roman Reigns at Mania is happening. And to be fair, there were some boos, but then there was a lot of Cody chants. Then Hunter says that there's some people that won't like this decision, but it doesn't matter if you don't like that decision. So Triple H is going full throttle as a foil for The Rock.